This is Brett Bowyer and his dad, Forrest Butch Bowyer. When Brett was 12, he and his dad were kidnapped and robbed by two men posing as police officers. Brett was murdered, but his dad, Butch, managed to dig his way out of a shallow grave and get help. Both men responsible have been sentenced to death. Hey everybody, and welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. This is Katie Weaver, and I'm here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Christy Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
How's
Nice
it
to
going?
be here. It's going great.
Good.
I have, as you called it, a Weird Crime Daily double for us today.
Yes.
We actually need like a stupid crime and an infuriating crime intro. We'll have to add some intros, but I'm going to
But
put
a
them both under.
WTF crime.
What WTF crime? That is what we need. Yes, but I'm going to put them both under Weird Crime today.
We'll take a Weird Crime Daily double. I don't hate
Why
it.
not? Because, yeah. I think it's actually a Weird Crime Daily triple.
Yes, it is.
Considering
Actually. Yeah.
We've got a theme today accidentally.
Right. Honestly, eat your Wheaties, put on your big girl panties or big boy panties, whatever, or big person panties. We don't discriminate, but put on the big panties because it's going to be a day.
There you go.
Oh, well, with that being said, I'm going to hit the mic over to you for our first of two weird crimes today.
All right. Well, a Sunrise police sergeant has been relieved of duty. Unfortunately, he's only on desk duty. This is in Sunrise, Florida.
Of course it is. Okay, say no more.
I
but
know.
Do.
Maybe we need a Florida man intro as well. So on body cam, you can see. I'm not showing the video because it's really awful, but Sergeant Christopher Police puts his hands around the throat of another police officer during an incident that happened on November 19th last year. So police were called to a convenience store. This was along Sunset Strip in Sunrise, Florida. And there was a criminal they were arresting. He was resisting. They had a lot of trouble with this dude, basically.
Yeah.
So they did get him inside the patrol vehicle. He was inside. He was handcuffed. Altercation over, right? Until Sergeant Police decided to have a verbal altercation with the suspect. And in the video, some people see what they think is pepper spray, that he was looking as though he may actually pepper spray him while he is handcuffed and in the patrol car. So this officer was escalating the situation when it should have been de-escalating now that the suspect was in custody, right? So, oh right, yes. So he was seen holding a can of pepper spray, but he didn't use it. But the reason that he didn't use it is that another officer saw this going down and ran up and grabbed Police by the back of the belt and pulled him away. Like, hey, think about what you're doing here, which is actually part of their training to remind officers to slow it down and not, make things worse.
Yeah.
So instead, what he did is he turned around and he grabbed her by the neck and pushed her backwards up against another car.
Yeah.
Then he runs over to the car where the suspect is and slams the door and then goes back to yelling at the other officer whom he has now assaulted.
Yeah.
Now,
and it's scary. Like he grabs her by the neck. Like
it is scary.
What does this dude do to his wife? It's
right.
That kind of aggression,
and it was so inappropriate. She was trying to get his attention, like, dude, what are you doing? Back off, And yeah, he put his hands around her throat. And so he's on desk duty while this is being investigated. But people have real questions about why this guy isn't arrested.
Yeah.
for assaulting a police officer, because that is
Mhm.
exactly what he did. So
Mhm.
we're going to keep an eye on this case, but I wanted to throw it in as a segment so that you're all aware of what's going on
Yeah.
in Sunrise, Florida, which it's not all bright and sunny, it turns out.
Nope. Nope. This deserves a good hard look because that is completely unacceptable.
Oh, it is. It's ridiculous. So we'll keep you posted.
Okay.
In the meantime, why don't you give us our main case?
Well, it's also a real WTF moment. This
Mm-hmm.
case actually happened in 1983. And I'm sorry, in 2002. We just did a case earlier tonight from 1983. Never mind that. This case happened in I have a lot of cases in my brain.
I hear you.
2002. So this guy named, well, his name was Forrest Butch Bowyer, but he went by Butch. So I'm going to call him Butch because why wouldn't I, right?
Right.
So he was home. It was later in the evening around 10. And these two men knocked on his door and they were dressed like police officers. And they told him that they were arresting him and on drug charges. And they took him out to their car. They put him in a Grand Vic, which, those are police cars a lot of times. I think at that point he was kind of starting to smell a rat, but wasn't really sure. And basically was like, well, you got the wrong guy, but let's figure it out. But they get him in the car, and then he's like, my son's home alone in the house. Which to this day, I'll bet you he just so regrets ever saying that. But I don't know. It might not have mattered in the long run. But so they go back in the house and they grab his kid and they wrestle him back out to the car too. So the son's name is Brett. He's
See,
12.
right there, I would have been like, nope, that is not what the police would have done.
Hmm.
Not at all. They would have gotten someone there to let someone to stay with the kid and gotten a family member or friend. They would not have transported that child.
Right. No. But, he didn't know. And
Mhm.
I think he was just trying to keep things cool because something was up.
Right.
He knew something was up because he recognized one of them. And so,
Mhm.
but they had guns, so he was
Mm,
kind of playing it cool with them. But at any rate, so they bring the boy out as
mm,
well and shove him in the car and they drive away. And they drive him kind of out into the woods. And they start hassling him about money. And basically, eventually, start, they think that maybe he has money, maybe at his work. He was a used car salesman and he was known to have quite a bit of cash on hand, like
mm.
a lot of car salesmen do.
Right.
And so, at any rate, for some reason, they thought he had a safe that had $100,000 in it. So they start
Mm,
threatening him and trying to make him tell them where the safe is. Well, there's no safe with $100,000 in it, but he does have a safe with some cash in it at home. So they turn around and go back to his house where he tells them about a $40,000 that he has in his house. So they go and find that, and it's in a box in the closet that has a little more than 40K in it. And they come back out and they keep threatening him, insisting that they know he has more money somewhere. And he
mm.
finally does hand over another lockbox with 20K in it. So now they've got $60,000. They also found a pistol that belonged to his housekeeper. And they get him
Mm,
back in the car and drive them back out into the woods. And then they drag Butch out of the car and down a hill where they have dug a shallow grave about 18 inches deep, kind of by the roadside. And they believe that that was the spot where there was road construction getting ready to happen, and they probably thought they could bury them there and that area would be paved over and nobody would ever be the wiser.
oh, man.
So then they get Brett and they drag poor Brett down the hill too. And Brett and Butch are both begging for each other's lives,
Sure.
and they shoot Brett and he falls into the hole. And after Brett falls into the hole, they shoot him two more times.
Oh.
Then they cut Butch from ear to ear. They slice his throat and toss him.
Why would they not shoot him too?
Good question.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird.
That's weird.
These two, I think, weren't in their right minds, maybe. There was some drug activity here, I think. But at any rate, so they push Butch in the hole on top of his son, and thinking that they're both dead, and cover him with dirt, and they leave. Well, Butch is not dead. Unfortunately, Brett is very sad. And he's literally buried on top of his dead son. I can't even imagine anything more horrifying than this.
No.
So he says he just kept kicking his feet and kicking his legs till he finally kicked a leg loose, and then worked himself loose till he got out of the hole. And then he got a hold of his son, a leg, and pulled him out of the hole, but he was deceased. So he runs up to the road. And now remember, his throat has been cut. So he's doing all of this while just profusely bleeding. And he gets up to the road and flags down a motorist who calls the police. And the police get there, and here's this guy a little after 1 a.m. So this whole incident started around 10. So now it's 1. And they're trying to piece together what happened. So we do have some body cam footage. So we're going to share a little of that, so you can get a sense of what it was like there and what was happening. The police were absolutely dumbfounded. So I'm going to pull some cop cam footage up here.
Well, 1021. Okay, sir, you got any idea what your name? Come here. The ambulance is here, sir. Hold on. Right there. 15 Russell County. Have a supervisor call me at 575-0867. 575-0867.
Boys were shot 3 times.
Okay. Hold on, sir. Hold on. All right. Hold on, sir. Hold on. Okay, ambulance is here.
I'll get my boys first.
All right. All right, sir, hold on real quick. What's your name?
Butch.
Butch what?
Boyer.
Spell it.
B-O-Y-E-R. B-O-W-Y-E-R.
What's your name, sir? I mean, what's your birthday?
3247.
Okay, he said his son's been shot 3 times down there, been buried. We're gonna have to take him down there.
I've got the way.
Okay. All right. Okay, what can we do with him?
Where is it?
What? Down here. He's cut bad.
I dug out his grave a while ago.
What? Who shot you? Who did this?
One of them,
Sir, go.
my repo man's son.
15 Russell County. You have a supervisor call me 1017. Okay. Sir, who did this?
Jim,
Jim who?
I'll think of him in a minute. Jim Brooks.
Brooks?
It's not Jim. It's not his dad. It's his son. He thought I know who he was.
Let's see what you got there.
Okay.
He put me 4 or 5 times all the way around.
Don't move.
All the way around. Got me all the way around. They thought I was dead. He put me in on my boy.
Sir, walk to the front of the car and let me get you on the camera.
Then the throats are right. It's in the grave.
Hey, Lon, no bullshit. I got a man, his throat's been cut to hell. He said his son's been shot 3 times, is buried in a grave down here at Uchi, and he wants to go get him. He was buried and dug himself out. This is a bad one. Okay, I mean, I don't mean to sound excited, but this is bad. I'm trying to get the information. He said a guy named Jim Brooks' son did it. And this guy's throat is cut to hell. I got the ambulance with him now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whew.
So they're trying to get him into an ambulance, and he refuses to leave until they bring his son up. Yeah, he insists on going back down there and, trying to help gather up his son, which, of course,
I mean, he knew he was dead at this point, right?
He knew he was dead, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad, my God.
But he knows who these guys are. And the reason he knows is, he knows who one of the guys is because he has helped repo cars for his car lot before. His dad has. his dad has, and he's seen this kid
Uh-huh.
with him before, so he knew who he was.
Yeah.
But at any rate, so it isn't very long, and the police have them in custody. And they take Butch to the hospital, and he stitch him up and patch him up, and he lives.
It's amazing. They must have just not got the right spot to get that artery.
I'm guessing, or they maybe didn't cut him deep enough. So they get them both into custody. And after they get them into custody, they are also are accused of killing a husband and wife 3 weeks earlier.
Oh my hell.
Thurman Ray Ratliff and Catherine Ratliff. They were 68 and 62.
Oh my hell.
An old couple. Yep. So they both were charged and convicted of both crimes.
Wow.
And are both still sitting on death row as far as we know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is unreal. All that for $60,000. They killed that little
Mhm.
boy.
Killed that little boy.
That's
It's
so
just
sad.
unbelievable. It's also absolutely unbelievable that Butch lived and was able to dig himself out of that hole. Had
Right?
it been much deeper, he probably wouldn't have been able to, but he got out.
That is amazing. Amazing that he lived
Yep.
through all of that.
It really is. There's an article about Butch testifying during the sorry, I'm having a hard time finding it. Oh, during Jimmy Lee Brooks's trial, and it was so bad what he had to say. It was so sad and so gut-wrenching that one of the jurors had to leave the room and refuse to come back.
Oh, wow.
It was so awful.
Yeah. Well, that is. God.
To watch this poor man who just loved his son and didn't deserve this at all, was just a businessman that was making money.
Yeah.
So other people, I guess, thought they were entitled to it.
Right? Yeah, that's screwed up.
Mm-hmm. When I was doing a little research on both men to see if they are both still alive, which for the best of my knowledge, they are. They were in 2016, and that's about as far as I can find. I believe they are both still just sitting on death row.
Mm-hmm.
There is an inmate letter writing program that inmates can sign up for, and you can sign up to be a pen pal. And Jimmy is a part of the program, and he has now found Jesus, and he just really would like some nice pen pals to help uplift him.
Oh my
Are
God.
you kidding me, bro?
Screw
Oh my
you,
God.
jackass.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll send you a letter.
Yeah, me too, but you are not going to like it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just such a wild case. It's such a sad case. But
It is.
to think that he was able to free himself, you know.
And survive that injury and being buried. Unreal.
But the trauma of that, like I can't imagine what his life has been since then, you know.
Hell. Just hell.
Yeah. 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 So that's the story.
That's a wild one.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I am going to unbelievably turn the mic back over to you for more weird crime time. It really is a weird crime triple.
Let's have another
today.
one. This one is a little funnier, so that might help.
Oh, that's good. We could use that.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever wondered what might happen if you accidentally took some pot brownies to an event at the Senior Citizen Center?
Yeah, I thought it would be kind of fun and interesting.
Well, what happens is they get the paramedics called because everyone thinks they've been poisoned.
Well, oh no.
Oh, some brainiac named Michael Coranda made some pot brownies with cannabis butter. He bought it in Colorado, but he was in South Dakota where it is not legal.
Mm-hmm.
His mother, Irene, notices the pan of brownies her son has made when she's headed out to the Senior Citizen Center, and so she packs up some of the brownies to share with some of her friends.
Oh no.
So there were several medical calls that were received by the Bonham County Sheriff's Emergency Dispatch,
Mhm.
reporting what they thought was possibly a poisoning.
But it turned out they'd all been to the same party, hadn't
They'd
they?
all been to the same card party. Yes.
So you got a bunch of old people tripping balls, don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong with themselves. Oh,
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Probably thought they were dying or already dead. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those. Am I breathing?
Mhm.
I'm breathing. Yeah. Stuff like that. Stuff
We
like
don't know
that.
what we're talking about.
So it turns out they were all at the same card party at the Senior Citizen Center. So the sheriff from Bonham County visited Irene's house the next day.
Mhm.
Turns out, yeah, she was unawares that her son had made some pot brownies. So this cracks me up.
So
She
wait, did
packed.
Irene not eat a brownie?
I think she did.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know. She. This is the most like Midwestern. Sounds like something someone from here would do. She packed the remainder of them in a plastic container for the sheriff to take with him. And
Was
she
it a
said,
Cool Whip container?
I don't know. It just says a
Country
plastic
crock,
container.
maybe?
But I was thinking, yeah, something like that. Maybe a big cottage cheese container, possibly. Something like that. Something like that.
Fab.
Yeah. So apparently, Michael did, admit to, having some
Mhm.
THC butter that he had picked up in Colorado. They did determine that all of the poisoned card players were just
Mhm.
under the influence of marijuana and we're all okay.
That had to have been
Unfortunately,
really scary, though, for them and their families. Like, holy shit,
if
what
they
is
didn't know
wrong
what
with
the hell was
Grandpa?
going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Michael is now facing charges of possession
Yeah.
because he had bought a pound of cannabis infused butter and apparently he'd used half of it in the brownies. So he was released on a $3,000 bond, and he will be appearing in court later this month on that. Uh, Later this month, he is still though listed as the district-wide choir chair for the Bonham School District 4-2. Unfortunately, he is a teacher, so not good,
Poor
but kind of
Michael.
funny.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, come on, man. If you're
I
going to make a product like that, you better be more responsible with it.
dude, mark the pan, something.
Yeah.
Put them in your room. I don't know. Well, he apparently made the brownies and then went to bed. I wonder if he
Yes.
made the brownies, ate a brownie, then went to bed.
That was my thought. Yep.
Something like that.
Something along
But
those
yeah,
lines.
somehow his mom thought maybe he'd just, like very nicely made some brownies for her.
Mhm.
So
To take to the card
it
party.
was quite an exciting evening for everyone who went to the card party at the Senior Citizen Center, but everyone is
Mhm.
okay. Unfortunately, Michael's facing some charges, which is not cool.
Mhm.
I think that's complete bullshit, but, yeah, next time, mark the pan. Like, maybe get, like, a green
Mhm.
lid for the pot brownies so that you can
Mhm.
tell the difference. That's all I'm saying.
Something.
Mhm.
Or come clean to mama. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she clearly had no idea.
She did not, no. But the fact that she gathered up the rest of them and put them in a container and gave them to the sheriff just cracks me up. I can just see it. Yeah.
Mhm. For sure. I would love to be able to hear some stories from the family members of these people. Like, what were they doing?
Yeah.
Because it's not funny, but it is kind of funny.
It
You
is.
know?
Because they were okay. It wasn't gonna really hurt them, but they were acting
No.
weird, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they thought there was something very wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like they'd all, had a real, increase in Alzheimer's or something. I don't know.
Those brownies probably sent them to the moon.
Yeah.
Well, he said he used a half a pound in the pan. So I don't know how that would equate in THC, but it was probably quite a bit.
It was probably quite a bit because, if you don't know that's what you're consuming, then you're not,
Mhm.
like, controlling your consumption, so
All right. Bob ate 4. No, I don't know.
right? I mean, it could be something like that, so,
Mhm.
yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't tell us what the what the card party participants did, but they were all feeling kind of weird and thought maybe they'd all been poisoned.
Somewhere out there, there's some grandkids that have some stories to tell.
Yes, I'll bet there are.
Well, good luck, Michael.
Yes.
All righty. Well, that's it for this show. It is Wednesday, so we'll be back tonight for
Yes.
case updates, and there is a bunch, as
Yeah.
always. And then we'll be back again Thursday night at 7 p.m. Mountain for the Psychic Hour. So lots
Yes,
more
we
yet to
will.
come. And so far this week, we've already had 2 great episodes, and now this guy. So this is 3 in the books, which is 9 cases with our new format, which we're loving. So it's
Yeah.
all good. All right. Well, thanks so much for being here. Have an awesome day, night, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Thank you guys so much for your support. Like, share, comment, please. It really helps us when you do that. This has been yet another production of True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters.
Bye, everybody.